Hey everyone, it's Jack here, Talk Norwich City. Welcome back to a new video. And as you've seen in the title, I'm feeling rather positive. And I'm delighted to say we've got a really positive sponsor for today's video as well. A big thank you to Manscaped for jumping on board TNC and sponsoring today's video. Look, I'm sure you know all about Manscaped. If you don't, you've probably been living under a rock, but that's okay. It's okay to live under a rock. Let me explain who Manscaped are. They are the go-to place for your male grooming needs. They are the creme de la creme. They are the Timu Pookie of male grooming. Over 2 million men worldwide use Manscaped products. They are brilliant. And they reached out to me a few weeks ago and said, look, Jack, we'd love to work with you. Why don't we send you some products? And I said, yeah, fine, do that. But I'm not going to review it until I've used the Manscaped products. And I have. They sent me this. This is the shed. This is that everything comes in. And inside, you've got the lawnmower 4.0, which is here. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Some other little bits and bobs as well. Now, this is my personal favourite. The ball toner. That's the Matthias Norman of male grooming products. Just keeping everything ticking over beautifully. Look, click the link in the description. Have a look at Manscaped yourself. And if you want to get anything, and I'd suggest it, brilliant products, you can use the code TNC for 20% off. Yes, 20% off plus free delivery. Now that's a serious deal. Manscaped, thank you for all of your brilliant work. Right, let's jump straight into proceedings. As you've seen, 5 reasons why I think Norwich City might have a chance in survival in the Premier League this season. Let's start with number 1 then, and that's the fact that we haven't seen the best from our new signings yet. Now, you might be thinking, Jack, well, this isn't a good reason because it probably means they're not as good as we thought they were. Well, you've got a point, but I'm flipping this on the positive way, and I'm thinking we're yet to see the best from them. There's so much more to come. Josh Sargent, Milo Rashica, Christos Jolis, all highly rated young players who we've spent considerable money on, who haven't maybe hit the ground as quickly as we wanted to see. But that brings me hope and optimism. Imagine when all of them 3 click going forwards. It's going to be goals galore. Jolis, Rashica, Sargent, even the likes of Brandon Williams. Get them clicking, Norwich City will start scoring goals. Believe me. Now, this might sound a bit wishy-washy, but have you seen the new training ground at Colney? Now, look, I've been to Colney a few times. The first time I went was probably back in 2016-ish. And trust me when I say, we were in the Premier League. We had porter cabins. The gym was a 20-year-old conservatory. And the pitches were like Sunday League. It was dreadful. And we were trying to attract Premier League footballers to essentially a high school PE centre, if that. Now, it's incredible. They've spent considerable money on it. And I think a lot of fans will say, well, we should have been spending it on players, etc. in the last few years. I get that point, but this is a very long-term vision from Norwich City. It looks stunning. There's going to be pools in there. It just looks the real deal. One of the best training grounds in the UK. We sometimes forget as fans because we only see them at Carrow Road, you know, once every fortnight, and if you travel to away games at away grounds. Colney is where they spend every single hour. When they're training, they're there every single day. It's where their recovery happens, and you need a really good training pitch if you're expecting things on the pitch. So give it a few months for this to all bed in, and I think that's really going to help us. Plus, it's going to help us in the long term attracting exciting young talent. Now, one of the criticisms I've seen fired at Norwich City this season is the fact that we're struggling to create chances. And I was one of them. I hadn't seen enough going forwards this season, but I read a really fascinating piece from Michael Bailey on The Athletic. The problem hasn't been creating chances this season. The problem has been creating good chances. Now, before Burnley, Norwich City had 60 shots on goal. That's just 1 less than Brentford. And we know all about Brentford's brilliance this season. They've won a good few games. They've beaten Arsenal. They've drawn to Liverpool. They're doing very well. Norwich City have only had 1 shot less than, but we'd only scored 1 goal from open play. The other one, of course, a penalty. If Norwich City can start getting into slightly better areas, and I think that's coming gradually, we will start getting shots on goal and we will start scoring goals. We're not too far away from this clicking. Give it a few weeks and them shots will start turning into goals. The issue that Norwich have had in previous seasons has been the depth in the squad. Now, I look at this squad and I'm thinking, this is the most depth we've had in quite some time. The thing that really stands out to me is going forwards, we've got a man in Todd Cantwell who hasn't really played much football this season. Now, I know it's down to injuries and certain other things, but we've got arguably one of the best players we had in our last Premier League team on the bench, and we're forgetting about that. There's a lot of depth to this squad. You look at the left-back position, for example. We've got Dimitri Yanulis and Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams was playing for Manchester United just a couple of seasons ago. So there's real depth to this squad. Injuries shouldn't harm us as much as they have done before. The last time we were in the Premier League, we started really well, we got some points on the board, and then injuries ruined us. I don't think, unless we have a cataclysmic injury crisis, we'll see much going wrong. And I think that's heads up to the recruitment. They've done a good job there. They've got 2 players to pretty much every position, and every good Premier League team needs that. Finally, this probably won't help too much on the pitch, but if you've been following the news over the past few days, you will know that Newcastle United have been taken over by an incredibly wealthy investment fund from Saudi Arabia. They're worth, I think, close to $500 billion. Delia Smith and Michael Wynne-Jones are worth £22 million. There is a massive gulf in Premier League owners' wealth, and we are at the very, very bottom. The next closest is Burnley, and they've got triple the amount of wealth that Delia and Michael do. Look, we need to constantly be reflective here, and I know that we want to see success on the pitch, but we're doing things the right way, in my opinion. We're self-funding, we've got incredibly caring owners, we are a huge part of the local community, and we do things incredibly well. Now, look, this isn't necessarily going to help us in the Premier League, although the self-financing model has worked okay in terms of generating income, and we've been able to spend that on players this time around. But I think it's always worth remembering, being in the Premier League isn't the be-all and end-all. The be-all and end-all is having a club that you're proud of, where the community is the #1 aspect of it, and you have people there that genuinely care. And Norwich City have that, trust me. So that's my final point. Thanks very much for watching today's video. As I said, a big thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring. You can find all of that information in the description below. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.